We ended the June quarter with quite a distinct message that we had two goals through to the end of the year. That was to permit Lady Herial with the government department and to agree commercial terms with Goldfields, our major shareholder, or if not Goldfields, somebody else. So the permits are in on that first milestone. They're with the government. The mine proposal, mine closure plan, and the native vegetation clearing permit, the two things we need before we can start Lady Herial, are in with the department. They've been in for a couple of months, so they're pending, could be due any day now. And the big news for the quarter was we agreed commercial terms with Goldfields. It's called the All Purchase Agreement, or OPA, and significantly it's a very simple, very bespoke transaction between the two parties, and it sees ourselves, Lunnon Metals, get 70% of the potential free cash flow from mining Lady Herial. So a fantastic outcome for shareholders as it is, let alone with the way the gold price has moved over the quarter. So really exciting times. We've been very clear, Lady Herial isn't huge, it's actually quite small, again, a bit bespoke. The scoping study that we put out earlier in the year indicated that we were going to produce about 15,500 ounces. So it's a very small pit, but importantly, it's thick, it's high grade, and it outcrops, it comes to surface. So the strip ratio is extremely low, which means it's extremely cheap to mine. So the agreement with Goldfields was the last piece in the puzzle of commercialising Lady Herial. And importantly, as I said before, it is a very simple agreement. You see a lot of really complicated ore tolling or purchase agreements that involve post-production sampling, crushing, umpires, their sample, your sample. We have none of this. Because it was shallow, because it is quite thick, we've drilled Lady Herial out to grade control status before we even start mining. We're giving that data to Goldfields. A key part of the agreement is they sign off on the model, they'll sign off on the costs, their costs will be fixed, our costs will be fixed. So it was very low risk, very little room for movement. And at this gold price, I think our scoping study was done at $5,000 an ounce. It said we'd make $32 million. It looks like we're going to make $42 million at $6,000 an ounce if the gold price stays there. Fundamentally going to transform the company. So we're sitting here with a good cash position, $13 million at the end of the September quarter. It means we can continue to be aggressive with our other drilling, and importantly, when that cash from Lady Herial starts to hit the bank once we start mining, we'll be really well positioned to make our drill program even more aggressive. Transformational in the short term, sets us up for the long term. Well, the obvious short-term catalyst is getting approved to start mining. So we're ready to go. We've put out tenders to a few key mining contractors. We received their pricing back. We're working through that pricing. It's very similar to the pricing we used in the scoping study. We're going to update the geological model. Again, we've been very clear to say that as we've infilled with our closer space drilling, that really isn't changing much, which is great. Great for confidence. It means we understand the geology, we understand the distribution of the gold. So the key catalyst, without a doubt, is getting approval to start mining. And because it does stick out of the ground, as soon as we start mining, we're delivering ore to Goldfields, which means cash at the end of that month. So that's a massive milestone. I think there's a lot of shareholders or potential investors sitting on the sideline at the moment, waiting for no more chocolates tomorrow, actually chocolates now. That's the most immediate catalyst in the short term. And as that cash rolls in, we can start to be a lot more aggressive with our drilling. We've got 10% of one of Australia's great gold belts. It's 230 square kilometres. We've got 23 square kilometres in a belt that's produced 16 million ounces. St Ives has produced 300,000 ounces every year for the last 32 years. It's one of the great gold camps you never hear about. And we've got 23 square kilometres right in the middle of it. And people probably didn't pick up on this, but in the September quarter, we actually drilled nearly 16 kilometres. It was our most busy quarter since we listed in 2021. So not only are we kind of sitting in the stalls, waiting to start being more aggressive, we're already being aggressive with the money we've got. So lots of catalysts for shareholders. Our loyal shareholders that are sitting there have been with us from the nickel days. Hopefully we'll reward them with the cash from Lady Herial, and hopefully that encourages new shareholders to join the register. It's an exciting 2025 and it's going to be a much bigger 2026.